Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.
Swimming sounded more fun than marching to tonight's Veteran Salute, so he enlisted in the U.S. Navy in the fall of 1942. As KSN's Katie Tobby explains, his service took him to the South Pacific, where he experienced life that was much different than the plains of Kansas.
After enlisting, Larry Roney was trained to be a radio man, someone fluent in Morse code. His job mostly kept him on the ship, but even that didn't save him from an injury he'd deal with the rest of his life. Larry's story begins on his family's farm in Wilson County between Fredonia and Chanute, the high prairie. Larry's grandfather homesteaded the property over 100 years ago. The original documentation even bears the signature of the president at the time, Ulysses S. Grant. At the time of World War II, Larry could have gotten a deferral to allow him to stay and work on his family's farm, but his dad refused and sent Larry to enlist in the service.
I was so overwhelmed by it all, I guess, that I thought it was okay.
Larry Roney's naval ship would take troops to various invasions as well as sail island to island, claiming territory for the Allies and preventing the encroachment of the Japanese.
Well, I was young and everything was new, and I thought everything was great back then.
He says he specifically remembers the morning of the Battle of Leyte Gulf.
It was quite an experience, because we woke up that morning and as far as you could see in all directions, nothing but Navy ships everywhere.
While on board, Larry would have an unfortunate encounter with a 5-inch powder casing anti-aircraft gun.
These things are red hot when they come out of a gun. Well, he missed it and hit my knee.
That injury sent Larry to the Naval Hospital in San Diego, where he was when the war ended. It was an injury that affected him the rest of his life. While in San Diego, Larry vividly remembers VJ Day.
There was a liquor store downtown in San Diego, and of course, everybody headed for the liquor store to get something to celebrate with. And they never got their doors closed, and by the time they did get them closed, they had nothing left.
Larry returned home in 1945 and got married. He met his wife before he entered the service and only saw her once during his time in the Navy. He studied architecture at Oklahoma State University and had 2 sons. And Larry worked for Boeing and traveled, spending time in Egypt doing work for the Egyptian Air Force. Larry and his wife still live here in Wichita and have been married for 73 years. Here for you in Wichita, Katie Tobby, KSN News.
Tonight, we salute Larry Roney for his service during World War II.
The DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers here, and I have the honor of introducing Seaman Larry Roney, who served our country in the South Pacific on an attack transport ship during World War II. On behalf of all of Kansas, Larry, thank you so much for your service.
Well, I did the best I could.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.